For being here today, and welcome your opening statements.
Chairman Coons, Ranking Member Flake, Chairman Menendez, other members of the committee, thank you for inviting me to update you about U.S. efforts to address the chilling threat that Boko Haram represents to Nigeria, one of our most important partners in sub-Saharan Africa. Assistant Secretary for African Affairs Thomas Greenfield regrets that her travel schedule prevented her from being here today. However, she will be attending the regional summit organized by French President Hollande in Paris on Saturday. It has now been 1 month since Boko Haram kidnapped the 200 young women from the town of Chibok in northeastern Nigeria. At the time of the kidnapping, these brave young women had returned to their high school in order to complete examinations that would allow them to attend university. By seeking knowledge and opportunity, they represented a challenge to Boko Haram since it opposes democracy and formal education. Indeed, Boko Haram has attempted to crush the kind of faith in the promise of education and prosperity that families in Chibok showed. The attack is part of a long, terrible trend. Boko Haram fighters have repeatedly targeted schools. In February, Boko Haram massacred at least 29 people when it destroyed a rural boarding school in Adamawa. Boko Haram has murdered police officers, snatched children, destroyed churches, burned schools, attacked mosques, driven people from their homes, challenged the government's authority, and kidnapped Westerners in both Nigeria and neighboring Cameroon. Since January 1st, Boko Haram has killed over 1,000 people, making Nigeria's struggle against this group one of the deadliest conflicts in Africa today. In addition to terrorizing the capital and other cities, Boko Haram attacks villages and military installations. The abductions in Chibok fit into a larger pattern of violence. Throughout northeastern Nigeria, teachers and students have learned to fear the gunmen who come in the night to kill young men and teachers and steal away young women. Some of the young women from Chibok daringly escaped their captors, but many more remain prisoners of Boko Haram's leader, Abubakar Shekau, and his brutal followers. We join the world, the people of Nigeria, and the parents of these children in expressing our outrage at Boko Haram's shocking acts and its perverse ideology. This tragic kidnapping calls us to redouble our efforts to defeat a malicious terrorist organization that has troubled Nigeria for more than a decade. World leaders, including President Obama, have pledged their full support to the government and people of Nigeria as they seek to safely recover and assist these courageous young women. We acted swiftly to carry out the President's pledge. By Monday, May 12th, we had deployed an 18-member interagency team to advise the Nigerian government as it works to bring back the young women, specifically by advising on how to safely recover and assist these girls, offering specialized expertise on military and law enforcement best practices, hostage negotiation, intelligence gathering, strategic communications, and how to mitigate the risk of future kidnappings. USAID has mobilized resources to provide humanitarian assistance to those affected by Boko Haram violence, including through the provision of psychosocial and medical support and treatment. We are cooperating fully with our partners, the UK, France, and a host of other countries who are also dedicating significant interagency manpower, resources, and time to this effort. Mr. Chairman, a peaceful and stable Nigeria is crucially important to the future of Africa, and we cannot stay on the sidelines if it stumbles. Nigeria has the largest economy and largest population. We look to Nigeria as an ally in our quest to help Africans lead lives free of violence and filled with possibility. As an engine of growth and a political giant, Nigeria is vital to the success of President Obama's 2012 strategy toward sub-Saharan Africa. As we implement the strategy, we are focusing on building democratic, prosperous, and secure Nigeria. Since Boko Haram came to the world's attention with a massive uprising in 2009, we have been working to help Nigeria counter this threat. We provide Nigeria with security assistance, which goes toward professionalizing the Nigerian military, investigating bomb sites, and enhancing border security. We have increasingly placed our response to Boko Haram in a regional context. Through our Trans-Saharan Counterterrorism Partnership, the Global Counterterrorism Forum, and our bilateral relationships with Nigeria's neighbors, we are encouraging greater information sharing and border security efforts. The importance of regional coordination is clear at a time like this, as Nigeria and its partners seek to prevent Boko Haram from smuggling young women across the border or using neighboring countries as safe havens. I must note, however, that our ability to encourage regional collaboration is made more difficult at this time, as our highly qualified nominees to be the ambassadors to Niger and Cameroon continue to await confirmation by the full Senate. We have also joined the international effort to isolate Boko Haram. In June 2012, the State Department designated Boko Haram's top commanders as specially designated global terrorists. In June 2013, the State Department added Abubakar Shekau, Boko Haram's leader, to our Rewards for Justice program and offered up to $7 million for information leading to his location. In November 2013, the State Department designated Boko Haram and Ansaro as foreign terrorist organizations. And last week, our ambassador met President Jonathan, and they agreed on the importance of quick action on the UN designation of Boko Haram as a terrorist group. This week, Nigeria brought this question to the UN Security Council. At the same time, we have been urging Nigeria to reform its approach to Boko Haram. From our own difficult experiences in Afghanistan and Iraq, we know that turning the tide of an insurgency requires more than force. The state must demonstrate to its citizens that it can protect them and offer them opportunity. When soldiers destroy towns, kill civilians, and detain innocent people with impunity, mistrust takes root. We share these lessons with our partners in Nigeria, urging them to ensure that security services respect human rights and officials and a culture of impunity, while people see the benefits of government and diverse voices are heard and represented in the capital. We have seen some signs of reform. National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki's March announcement of a soft approach to countering violent extremism was encouraging, and we have worked through our counterterrorism and conflict stabilization operations bureaus to promote narratives of nonviolence in Nigeria. As we strike a balance between counseling and empowering Nigeria, we regularly send high-level diplomats to Nigeria. On May 12th and 13th, our Undersecretary for Civilian Security, Democracy, and Human Rights, Dr. Sarah Sewell, and AFRICOM Commander General David Rodriguez were in Nigeria to discuss how to intensify our efforts against Boko Haram, reform human rights practices, and pursue a comprehensive approach. All of these policy tools, our security assistance, our legal and sanctions actions, and our diplomatic engagement, constitute the framework within which we are working to help Nigeria bring back these girls kidnapped by Boko Haram. Resolving this crisis is now one of the highest priorities of the U.S. government. Nevertheless, Nigeria's conflict with Boko Haram will not end when these young women are brought home. Consequently, throughout this crisis, our assistance is framed by our broader and long-term policy goal of helping the Nigerians implement a comprehensive response to defeat Boko Haram that protects civilians, respects human rights, and addresses the underlying causes of conflict. We are sharing with the government of Nigeria practices and strategies that will bolster its future efforts to defeat this deadly movement. Nigeria's importance and the violent attacks committed by Boko Haram are both growing. We cannot ignore either trend. We welcome the committee's interest in these urgent matters, and we look forward to continuing to work with you as we strive to bring these young women home and to address the broader threat. I look forward to your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Jackson. Assistant Administrator Guest.
Chairman Coons, Ranking Member Flake, and Chairman Menendez,